MashaAllah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah al-aliyyil azim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi wakafa. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ibadihi alladhina istafa. Amma ba'du, farabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Wa qul rabbi adkhilni mudkhala sidqin wa akhrijni mukhraja sidqin. Waj'al li min ladunka sultanan nasira. Bismillah wa billah wa tawakkaltu ala Allah. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. In verse 123, 123, we recited together, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wattaqu yawman la tajzi nafsun an nafsin shay'a wa la yuqbalu minha adlun wa la tanfa'uha shafa'atun wa la hum yunsarun. Sadaqallahul azim. This verse is related to the verse before, in which Allah have talked to Israelite and told them that, O Israelite, remember that you were favored so many blessings, and upon all of them one more blessing and higher blessing was that you were preferred upon all the beings. And that fazl that was given to you, or Allah said, Fazalakum, that fazl that has been given to you. Of course, that fazl we have explained it in the session before, that it was a big responsibility that they were selected, a nation that will hold all those prophets in them, and the prophets of Allah will rise from in between them, and they will have the message of Allah to be conveyed to them and to come to them. So that is a big preference, and this preference is given to them because of Prophet Ibrahim, who was the column in this ancestry, and he was the first big prophet of Allah who was given the Sharia of Allah, and he called himself and all others Muslim who are submissive to Allah. Then Allah put the prophethood in this line, and his line, of course, starting from him, then Ismail and Ishaq, then from the lineage of Ishaq, Yaqub, and these Israelites are children of Prophet Yaqub. So this is a preference, and we have explained that preference means a responsibility, because that is a ni'mat, and every ni'mat is accountable. Then this fazl that Allah has given to them is a preference in the meaning of responsibility. In this way, maybe because of announcing this by Allah that you are preferred, and this sentence that we have read in the verse number 122, maybe some of them, they go to this thought that they are preferred by Allah, and now they are free to be as they like and to do their life as they like, and no any responsibility and no any obligation or nothing. Yes, go by their own free will, whatever they want to do, whatever they want to live, or whatever they like, they can choose it and they can do it. They can enjoy the life without any hesitation, without any prevention, or without any thing that they had their shoulder as a burden. Nothing. They are free from all aspect of having any kind of responsibility to follow any law or any restriction or any code of behavior or anything, any etiquette. To remove this wrongful idea or to clear the situation for them, here Allah tells them that we have preferred you, but be careful that you have to be conscious and fearful and heedful about the day which is coming. So that preference does not mean anything that you keep yourself heedless and unconscious of the day which is coming. Wattaku, starting from here, this ayah is saying, Wattaku, keep yourself secure and safe. Take all that safety measures that you need for tomorrow. Yawman la tajzi nafsun an nafsin shay'an. None will be substitute for another. No one will take responsibility of the burden of any other person. None of the person for none of the thing. From both sides, Allah has set that thing absolute, and in an absolute statement is given here because it is set a format of indefinite in both sides from the person side, and no one will take responsibility of another one, no one at all, absolutely, and none of the thing that is taken burden of that from one to another. Shay'a is also an absolute format for telling that nothing, not a very small or not a very short or not a very little portion of the burden of another one will take the second one. Not will happen like that at all. That is what Allah is stating here in this phrase. And now continuing that, Allah is telling, maybe some people have in mind that they may take some substitute for what they have done. May they give something, as in this worldly life we have these kind of laws that if you cannot bear the burden of some thing that you have to do, then you can substitute and you can make some other body in place of that. You take somebody to do your job, what you want what to do. If you cannot, you can hire somebody or you can ask somebody for help so that he can do in place of you. That is happening in this world, but at that day Allah is telling and clearing here and stating that wala yuqbalu minha adlun. Yuqbalu, here word is changed. While in the first phrase Allah said that la tajzi, nobody can take the burden of other one. Nobody can take the burden of other one. So it will not suffice anybody to take the burden of other one. Here the word is changed and Allah is saying, وَلَا يُقْبَلُ مِنْهَا عَدْلٌ. Maybe some people are there, they may, being compassionate, they offer that they take the burden of somebody else as they love them or as they had affectionate relation with them. So they may say that maybe some father say, I will take the responsibility of my child, or some a son say that I will take the responsibility of my father, or maybe some kind of this offering be found there, but Allah is saying, La yukbalu, that will not be allowed there, it will not be accepted to be this like. So, wala yukbalu minha adlun. If somebody other than him who is responsible actually offer this, this offer will be rejected and it will not be accepted. So there is another possibility too, which we practice in this world, in worldly life. We have practicing of that, and that is common and that is accepted, and it is a practical thing that is being done all over the world, and that is to intercede or intercede for somebody. Intercession is a common practice that is conducted in so many times. Somebody have done something wrong, some another authority comes and intercede in between and says, please leave him alone, leave him or give him relief for my sake, or for the sake of king, for example, for sake of another position holder. Maybe somebody intercede in between and arbitrate in between them and mediate, and he can give a relief, he can cause some relief for somebody. That is what it is happening here. But in the doomsday, Allah is telling us and clearing the situation for Israelites especially, that that day it is not like here. There no intercession will benefit anybody. Maybe some people want to intercede and they want to arbitrate or they want to mediate in between to solve the difficulty of that person who is in a frame of punishment. Maybe they want, but this intercession will not give any benefit to anybody. So all these things are told. Why? Because maybe there are some people who are thinking like that. They are happy thinker, and so in their fancies or in their maybe wishful thinking, they maybe have this idea that though we are criminal and we are sinful people, we are wrongdoer, we are unjust in our this life, we will cross that day of judgment very easily without any difficulty. One of these method they maybe they think that they will apply and they will be able to cross that judgment day easily, and Allah is clearing them that think it now, be careful, keep yourself secure from that day. The day will be very hard day for everybody. And the last thing is there also. Here in worldly life, we have some supporter, we have some people who validate our stance and who support us and who take responsibility of ours, and they take away our burden, and they cause some relief for us in fighting the difficulties or fighting any hardship that comes to us. That is what is happening in this world. But there in the Doomsday, in the Judgment Day, the day of justice of Allah, this chance is also negated by Allah, and Allah is saying in the last phrase, "Wala hum yunsarun." When they are put in the punishment, they are framed in that chastisement, and they are sentenced by Allah according to their deeds. Then they will not be helped, they will not be supported, there will be none to help them, because no one is there other than Allah who have the mastery of that day. That day, all the ownership and the mastery and the hold of that day is the hand of Allah, and none is allowed even to talk. None is allowed to even talk without his permission, and if he permits somebody to talk, then he will also talk very, very carefully and very, very peacefully, and nonsense is not allowed there, and something baseless talk or baseless thing that some can utter from his tongue, that is not allowed. So from every aspect, Allah has closed all those doors of escaping somebody from the day of judgment or from the consequences of what somebody has done in this world. So everybody should be careful, and especially this is directed, all this talk of Allah's, he is speaking directly to Israelite, but he is actually telling us that this was told to Israelite, but the same is for you Muslim. And because Quran is revealed to Muslim, to new generation, to the generation of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they are one who are addressed by this talk. So this is for all of us too. So we make this dua, this supplication to Allah that He may keep us secure and safe from that day of judgment. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah bless you all.